Sebastian from the Metal Gods Meltdown, and this evening I'm joined by...
I'm Kurt, bass player in Off the Cross from Belgium.
It's great to be chatting to you this evening. I want to congratulate you on your new album. Enjoy it while it lasts.
Thank you very much.
How pleased are you with it so far, and are you guys getting anxious as release date approaches?
Well, yes, obviously, because this has been in the works for quite a while. I think we started in 2019 to record this album, actually. So a lot of work and effort went into it, and we are extremely pleased to have it finally out in the open so we can share it with the world and also get cracking on new stuff, I guess.
So why did you choose that as an album title?
Well, an album title is always something tricky. We want something that really covers the basis of what the album is for us. And lyrically, I mean, what we do is kind of explore our own position in this world, and along with others, and I guess enjoy it while it lasts. It's kind of it kind of refers to the situation that we're in. Basically means whatever we can do now. I mean, we don't like to dwell on what is not happening or what could happen, but we like to enjoy the things while it lasts. And it also really means the album, it's over at some point. And I guess the album cover also kind of reflects that. We have this bouquet, this luscious bouquet on the cover, which, you know, obviously it will wilter in a while. So whenever you get flowers in the house, enjoy them while it lasts.
That's an excellent answer. Okay, then. Can you give me some insight into, obviously, the very apt track, Mask? I mean, is it relevant to these fucked up days of COVID-19? Is that what that track's meaning?
In a way, it's interesting that you should say this, because all of this album was written way before.
Right,
and
really?
And in retrospect, a lot of these lyrics, they do kind of reflect this current situation. And Masks, yeah, indeed, it's it's very apt nowadays, I guess. But it wasn't intended in that way. But it's always nice when you write something that can be interpreted in different ways afterwards as well.
Awesome. So can you tell me also about the track This Too Shall Pass, and
right.
guest vocals on that track? Can you give us a bit of insight into that one?
Yeah, for that we worked with Fabienne Ernie, known from Elevati and Illuminate, who has become a good friend of ours over the past years. And well, we actually, this song was written without a specific person in mind to do these vocals. But then, as we got to know her, we knew right away that this is the perfect person to convey what we want to do with this song, and it really turned out fantastic. And she's a joy to work with, I have to say.
I can imagine. So hopefully, if you do get back out, or when the world does reopen, would you be able to have some of the guest musicians that have featured on the album on tour with you? Do you think, or do some shows with you?
Some shows it's always nice, because in the past we've done some off shows as well, where on the previous EP era we had lots of guests as well. So we had some of those join on stage, but I think it's practically impossible to do it on a tour type of basis to get everybody on board. Because when we write these songs, it's always afterwards that we get to think, okay, how are we going to bring this on the stage? Because we don't want to limit ourselves while writing and recording to all the things that we could do on the stage. We just want to go, whenever there's an idea, we want to really go with the idea. And then afterwards, okay, then comes the time when we say, can we perform this live? And if so, how? Because obviously not all songs can be done in the same way in the live setting, for sure.
Absolutely. Okay, then. Mute, Deaf and Blind is probably my favourite track on the album today. You're going to be asked this a lot. Which is your favourite track on the album today, and why?
I've been thinking about this, and it's interesting that you ask this as well, because when the album was finished, we sat together, the four of us, also to say, okay, which one is your favorite? And it turns out that we all had different favorites. which to us is a good sign, means that we have a balanced album. And for me personally, it kind of changes every once in a while. At this point, we just released the single "This Too Shall Pass," so I'm kind of prone to picking that one because it also sends out differently. But I remember at first also "Strife" was definitely one of my favorites because it really hits hard. You know.
You've already mentioned about the album cover. It's quite like eye-catching and everything. Do you plan to have that framed in your home?
Well, we are pressing it on vinyl, so I think I would definitely have that hanging somewhere. It's indeed an eye catcher, and it's very colorful, which is also something that kind of conflicts with, in a way, with the title. But also, I think our music has also evolved to be a bit more colorful than general metal audience is used to. We don't have any skulls or dragons or things going on.
Yeah. Okay. So how difficult has it been? Well, I mean, you made the album a while ago, but how difficult has it been for you as a band during COVID-19? And are restrictions starting to lift over there in Belgium now?
Not at the moment yet. I mean, at first we had to cancel a lot of gigs, and some were postponed when all this hell broke loose last year, and we postponed them to September, October. We thought that's a safe bet. That's when we surely can do all these shows again. But okay, so that's not the case. I think it's very hard to predict when we could. We did 2 shows in last summer in Belgium in like a COVID-19 setting, where you had this all these tables, and people could reserve a table as a bubble, and then they could see the show from that perspective, which was a very interesting experience. But it's not quite the same, though, is it?
Definitely not the same. Well, our pubs reopen tomorrow here.
Oh, really?
It's not going to be the same. I don't think it's just table service and everything. So
table service,
yeah, interesting times. Okay, so obviously it's a difficult question as well to ask you, but do you have plans for a live stream on release day? And are there any plans to even try and get out on the road for the remainder of the year, like I don't know, September, October time?
We are putting together a big show that we would also like. We're not sure quite how to release it, but by the time the album comes out, shows as we knew it before are not going to be a thing. So at least we're putting together this big epic spectacle with lots of guests and extra show elements. But we're not sure yet how it's going to be released. And well, what comes to touring and everything, I don't think we should expect a lot from that this year. Right. Especially as international bands are not going to be touring because every country has their own restrictions, right? So it's not really. We'll see what comes to us.
I know it's difficult to judge, isn't it?
Yeah.
It really is. But trying to get back COVID-19 for the minute, then, who would be your ultimate touring buddies?
Our ultimate touring buddies. I think I will go with. At this point, I will go with Epica. Because well, we know them really well and we get along really well. So I think if we could do a tour with them, it would be just fun times all over. And of course, they would open up the big crowds to us, I guess.
Absolutely, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. So can you tell me what was the first album you ever bought and how did it influence you?
The first album I ever bought, it must have been Michael Jackson.
Really? Is that for you? It said that recently. Thriller.
It wasn't Thriller. I think it was. What's the one afterwards? Is it?
I don't know. Off the Wall. Is that one?
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
No, Off the Wall was before. I think it was History even.
All right. Okay.
This double album that he had, with also the collaboration with his sister on it.
All right. Okay. Right. You're younger than me. Okay. I know it was bad as well, wasn't there? I don't know. I'm not a Michael Jackson fan really, but okay. So can you tell us what was the first metal album you brought then?
Well, that was kind of a process. I think the first one that went to the more heavier stuff, I think it was Faith No More, King for a Day, Fool for a Lifetime.
Yeah.
And I don't think it constitutes as metal per se, but it was the first time that I was also exposed to, there's some sort of grunting on there, which was the first time I heard it, and then I started to explore that a bit, and then I quickly got to know, obviously, Metallica, Machine Head, Slayer, and then I quickly went to also Dimmu Borgir, Cradle of Filth.
Cool.
So yeah, but it kind of escalated really quickly at that point.
I know, so anyone asks me my favourite band, I can't tell you. Too many. It's too many. Okay.
There's one for every mood, huh?
Yeah,
so
I think absolutely.
Sometimes you just feel misanthropic, and other times you just want to dance a bit.
So you're stuck in quarantine for a year. Which musician or band, dead or alive, would you have with you?
Oh, to be stuck here. Oh, that's a tricky one. Because if you're stuck with them for a year, it's not just going to be about their musician skills, right? You need somebody to get along with very well. Which I guess there's a number of persons who strike me as really interesting to have around and interesting to talk with. I would say Ronnie James Dio.
Yeah, excellent answer.
I would have him in the house. Yeah, absolutely. And at least it will make me feel tall as well.
Excellent. Okay, then, so Gene Simmons recently said that rock is dead yet again. What are your feelings on this subject?
I do. Well, it's a bold statement, of course, and I don't think it will ever really die. But I do get it from his point of view that it's really hard or even impossible in these days to get any band to the gigantic level of the major headliners that we know these days. When you have Kiss, Metallica, Iron Maiden, in the current climates, I don't think it's hardly possible for any band to rise to this level, just because there is also so much, and it's also a beautiful thing because things have been opened up a lot thanks to the wonders of the internet and technology advances, so everybody can record music at home, which means there's just so much going on. But at the same time, you can't have really these bands where you say, okay, it's kind of almost mythical. They appear on a stage and everybody goes crazy. Nowadays, everybody's on Instagram and you can see their bathrooms, in the matter of speaking. So it really kind of takes away from all the mythical part of what rock stars and big rock bands constitute. So I think that's kind of what he's aiming at. I think musically, not so much. I think musically there's so much more to explore and so much more interaction going on. But yeah, I guess it depends on what you define as rock and roll.
What's been a defining moment so far of your career with Off the Cross?
I think, well, for first of all, the very first show that Off the Cross did was a pretty defining moment because it was already at a big festival in Belgium. It was Cruiserock, which is mostly for hardcore and punk. That was definitely a defining moment, and also playing Grass Pop Festival 2019, where we had the honor to on the very first day to have the Metal Dome, which is quite a big stage, at least for us it is. And we could actually end the evening there with a packed venue. So that was definitely a defining moment in the history of the band. Yeah.
Well, four words to describe Off the Cross.
I'm actually going to steal some words from a Belgian radio presenter who said catchy, heavy. I need two more, right? I'm stuck. Let's just keep it simple. We're going to say catchy and heavy.
Catchy,
it's
heavy. I'd say catchy,
stolen.
heavy, intense, and captivating.
Captivating. Okay.
Okay.
Thanks.
That's all right.
I think that's a good compliment.
Okay, so I've just got 5 questions for you. Then I'll let you go. So they're either or either, and some are for fun. Festival or small intimate gig?
Ooh. I would say festival for the kick.
Okay, Fritz or beer?
Beer.
Ooh, that's a vinyl or digital?
Vinyl.
Bruges or London?
London.
Really?
So, yes. I mean, Bruges. It's pretty and all, but after half a day, it gets a bit boring, doesn't it?
The
In
Americans.
London, there's always so much going on.
It's the Americans. I want to go up the tower. About 5 times I've been to Bruges and never got up the tower yet. No.
Well,
Ever.
have you seen the film In Bruges?
Oh, I love in Bruges. I was saying to my partner about that. That's just
Well,
class.
Yeah. Well, the first sentence kind of summarizes the whole city, I guess. It's pretty. I like it, but it's also I don't think you find many Belgians in Bruges.
I don't think so. You're right. Yeah, totally, man. Okay, the next one. What's the next one? Yeah, waffles or beer again.
Oh, beer.
And again, okay. Do you have any final words for your fans and our viewers and listeners? Because this will go up on SoundCloud as well.
Well, obviously, please, the 29th of April, Enjoy It While It Lasts will be released. Do check it out on Spotify. Go to our web store to buy it if you're a vinyl lover like me. And because we have this beautiful blue vinyl that's coming out. Enjoy it while it lasts. Share it. Also definitely check out the new video we just released with Fabienne Ernie for This Too Shall Pass. And don't forget to dance.
When the dark clears up and you will be yourself again.
We stand alone, together alone. We'll walk these fields of shattered glass. This too shall pass when the dark clears up and you will be yourself again.
We stand alone, together alone. We'll walk these fields of shattered glass. This too shall pass when the dark clears up, and you will be